Welcome everyone, this is Jeff with Half-Assed Gaming. We're doing, released some rims this morning that I still have to fix. There's a little bit of an issue with them. But I just wanted to show you guys what's involved in separating the rim from the tire, from the hub, from the nuts. Basically what I needed to do on the previous set of wheels that I made, or not made, excuse me, that I imported and converted to that, the new system. So what we have today is these, which are the ones off the International 9800i slash Freightliner. They're called Fred wheels, so I'm imagining that's what that means. I'm going to tell you a little trick right off the top of the bat. In order to line up, as you can see, there's a tire here, which we don't really need. But I'll show you, this is what the rim looks like by itself. Now once you get it lined up with the current offering steel wheel, which is what I've been using to set these things up. Once you get it lined up with that, then you can kind of start the process. So it's the easy way to get everything lined up, because you want the steel wheel to meet this rim here, so that the stock tires line up correctly and they're not like overhanging or the rim's sticking out too far. So that's what we're gonna do right now. I'm gonna import those. So those are vehicle, truck, upgrade, wheel, disc, front disc steel. We're going to import those. You can see how far off they are. Right? So that's how much I have to move this model out. So basically we're going to take all of the model. That's not what I want. Alright, so we're going to move this the wrong way. Apply that. You gotta see where this, so that actually lines up pretty well, but the problem is that the wheel itself is really big, so the tire is actually gonna, and I'm actually gonna have to move this back, to be honest. We gotta go back that way. Apply. So now if we so that's at about the correct location. the issue is going to be that this part of the wheel is going to be too big. I'm thinking. So the tires are going to kind of clip in here. We're going to have to see. I have to see how this works out here. You see what I'm saying? See this gap right here? The stock tire goes all the way down to here. So, I mean, I'd say we have to scale it, but it's not even scaling the right part. Let's see. Because that's the part that needs to be scaled. Let's get rid of the steel model. That's actually not terrible. It's not terrible. So our, what size was this? That's that's a 90. So we'll apply that just for giggles here. I don't really need this model. And apply that. Okay. I got these things looking kind of funky here. What is the shadow going on here? Is this the shadow? So that's the shadow. I don't need that. So this needs to be reduced as well. I don't know why it's looking so funny though. Oh, is it because I haven't reduced that yet? That's fine. There we go. So now if we bring the steel back up. Oops. So we actually got to move this out further now. So this has to come out. Now if we bring the steel out. So it's like 0.015. So that's going to be 0.015. No, not 1. What is that thing? That's how it should look right there. So I don't even need that. That's part of the hub, actually. That's cool. And that's just a shadow, which we don't need. I'll delete that. That we want. And that we do not need. Oh no, that's the shadow for that. So why is it? I don't know if I like this band here, whatever this is. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna hide that. Sorry, hide that. Oh, so that's the back side of that, I see. I don't need that. So all this right here. Oh, yes, we do need that because that is the cap. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. Does that line up still too? No, it's off. So let's move this back. Like so. Apply that. Okay. So now what we're gonna do is hide everything we don't need. So we don't need that. So all we're saving from here is this valve stem cap. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into mesh mode. Like so. So all we need to keep is this. Let's do this first. Turn on these. Okay. So select B. This brings up the crosshairs. Then you can select everything you want. B. And do that very well. So basically doing all of that, avoiding our little valve stem down there. Alright, so it looks like we got everything selected but that. Yeah, he's good. Delete vertices. Done. So now we want to perform a mesh show hidden triangulate remove. So that's good. So now we bring this up. There's our valve stem cap. We're good there. And there's our center cap. I may just actually leave this because those supposed to be on top of that. So those need to go further out. Oops. There we go. Apply that. Alright, so basically you want your rim to be all in one, like ready to go. I'm just matching it up against the steel disc so I can steel. I'm basically gonna steel the back of this thing. I don't need the actual steel disc in the front. I just need the undo that, please. I just need this because if you don't have this in it, and I mean you could mesh delete the other one that I just had, but there's so much more there that you'd have to do. There's no point in just not using the stock SCS shadow here so that you don't see through the wheel on the backside. So basically what I do here is I hide everything that I don't want to touch. Go into mesh mode on this. Right, and I need to get rid of everything that's not this dark black stuff, right? So we're gonna do the same thing. You gotta be careful here because a lot of times it's almost like a drum in the back, but sometimes you'll get like vertices coming out of it. So you just want to be careful, you know, what you're selecting. See, I've already selected this stuff over here. So this is what we do. We do undo. Okay, so undo. Okay. And I see what I mean. If you don't have the angle right, then you're gonna grab the wrong thing. I try to actually angle out usually. You can do it without the see-through mode on, which is this button down here. Limit selection to visible. That way you can't pick anything behind it. But that usually takes a hell of a lot longer. So we'll delete that menu right now. See where we're at. Make sure we didn't delete any of the stuff that we want. That all looks good. We're actually almost done removing this. Like that. Then when you get near to the end, right? Because it becomes hard to like nail things down and where things are at. So you just press A, and that kind of, see, I got some stuff in here, I got a little bit down here, right? So you've highlighted it so you can kind of see where it's at. Mess that up. Okay. So now let's look at A. Skirt the edge. Yeah, see, so we got a couple of stragglers over here. I got a couple more over there. And then we get another strip down the bottom here. All right, that's looking good. So we're done with that mesh. So now we want to put this back together. So now we have that backing there, see? So now when you look through, you can see through here on the top edges, but when you go back this way, you can only see through those edges over here. I flip myself all the way around. That's pretty cool. There we go. All right. So, this is where it becomes a little bit tedious. Not that it hasn't been tedious yet. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to change the relations of this backplane area, this shadow thing that we just edited out. So that one, I'm going to put this on the left wheel of the Fred wheels that we're working on, right? So I am going to go to relations, and then parent, we want it to be PL. Right, so then we're gonna apply parent. So now all of this is under the Fred wheels where we're working. The other thing that I learned very quickly is these wheels are an exact mirror of themselves. So when you have PL and PR here, there's no need to even bother with PR anymore. All you have to do is take all of these models, duplicate them, flip them 180 degrees, and then you have your right rim. So no reason to bother with trying to re-edit all of these and everything. So just get this here how you want it, then flip it, right? So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna get rid of the steel hierarchy now because we don't need it anymore, because we have our rim we're working with. And I'm gonna get rid of these because we don't need those. So it still retains its right and left visibility, and it has the variance still under the wheels, so no issue so far. So now we have to take these models and separate them to make them compatible with the new system, right? So you have a disc, you have nuts, and you have a hub. There's also a cap. Obviously, this doesn't come with a cap, so you can put on a cap from the stock game if you want. But we just want to separate the hub, the nuts, and the disc, okay? So most of it is almost done, actually, for us if you look here. So if we remove that and that, so if you remove everything but this, all I have to do is remove the nuts from this, because there's no hub. Normally I would probably take this whole thing out, but I'm just making it a little easier for myself. So the trick to this is you create a duplicate, you create a duplicate of this. Okay, so now I have my duplicate. On one of them you delete the rim, and the other one you delete the nuts. Sounds simple enough, right? Everything's already lined up. There's no need to, you know, export, re-export, do all this. I did that on the first set of rims. It takes a million times longer, so no need to do that. So here's our legitimate model. Here's our copy model. So on the copy model, we will erase the hub, I mean rather the disc, excuse me, and leave the nuts. Now see, I got some of the nuts there because I was at the wrong angle. Okay. Make sure we're not getting any of those. Looking good. I mean, you can really zoom in here and do it this way. I try to do it from the edge because it really takes care of everything all at once. This is it. This is how fun this is. That's why it works for some people and it doesn't for others. Okay, so now we gotta go inside. Make sure none of these are taken out. Okay. Okay, that is everything but the nuts. So we're gonna hit delete. That's all we got left, right? So that's good. Now we're gonna do the same thing, mesh, show hidden, faces, triangulate, remove. Okay, so those should be good. I go back in here, press A. No, not A there, A here. We don't have any stragglers. We got everything. That's good. So there we go. We got nuts. And now we got this, which is the disc. Right? Because those are the nuts now. This is the disc. So we got to get rid of the nuts on this particular model. So this is what we're going to do this way. We go in here. So you can do this the same way. It's pretty slick. You can come in here, and this is the back side. If I don't have this on, I can't select the things out front. But if I have it on, I can do that. Right, because otherwise if I do it from the front, I might hit something in the back that I don't know is there. This way I can see all of the vertices right in front of me. All right, so it looks like we got everything there. Hit delete. Beautiful. All right, so now we also want to do this again. Show hide, show hidden. Faces, triangulate, remove. Also, we want to do this, and then we want to press A. Make sure there's no stragglers. Sometimes you'll see like one line left over here or something like that, but looks like I got everything on in one clip there, so that's good. So now we have disk, nuts, hub, backplate, and the cap for the filler valve. Okay, so in this case, the other thing we have to do is these, right? Because these are actually the nuts and the hub built into one piece. So I'd like to separate those as well. So let's get rid of everything. So I'm gonna duplicate this and then delete the hub in one and delete the nuts in the other, right? So we're gonna do duplicate. Did that not work? It seems like it didn't work. What's going on here? There we go. Jeez. I was going crazy there for a second. Okay, so now we have two of those. So this one, I'm going to delete the hub. We're going to go in here. We're going to go to mesh. B. Delete. I mean, that's doesn't get much easier than that, I don't think. Jesus. All right, so go down here, mesh, go hidden, triangulate, remove. Let's try that again. Okay, there we go. So now that's part of the nuts, which is that. So these two models go together. So we're going to export those as one model. And then we have this, which is the hub. So I need to remove the nuts from this one now. So that's what we're going to do. Right, we don't have any of the hub selected, so that's good. And then you hit delete vertices, and then we're selected. We hit mesh, show hidden. Whoops. Faces. Why is it disappearing on me? There we go. Remove nested. All right, so now we have hub, nuts, disk with the filler valve and the back plate. And that's actually showing inside that, which kind of sucks. So here's what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to back this off. See if I can get it out of the... That's better. Apply that. That way it's out of that dish area. Alright, so here's the full rim, everything intact. Now what I like to do is I like to copy this all, export it all as one item. So what I will do is duplicate each one of these again and then flip them here to the PR and then rotate them. So we're going to do that now. So that's that. I'm going to change that to PR. We're going to rotate it 180 degrees in the Y. And now you can see it's facing the other way. And then we're going to apply and apply parent. So we're done with that. Done with that. So this. Duplicate. Into the PR. Rotate 180 degrees. Apply, apply. That's that. Duplicate. PR. 180. That was the nuts. Here's the other part. Duplicate. PR. 180. Apply. Parent. Done. Done. Is what? Oh, the little nubbins there. Duplicate. PR. 180. Apply parent. And finally, the steel wheel itself. Duplicate. PR. Rotate. Apply parent. Okay. So now when we put all these things back together, we have left and right rims. Still visible right and left. And the variant tools right and left. So everything's looking swell. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to export these to a folder that I've created already, just so I have them separated in PMG format already. So this is vehicle. Let me look here. This is going to be under vehicle, truck, upgrade, wheel. So vehicle, truck, upgrade, wheel. And this is going to be the rim, because this is all together. And then we're going to call it Fred wheel, Fred underscore wheel. Okay. Gotta change the correct directory here. Export. Let's check our console. So it looks like 2 of my models I'm gonna have to redo here. That one. Okay, so it was the 2, so it's this. I didn't do them on that, that's funny, because that's the SCS one. Didn't even think about it. So, show hide. Faces. Come on, faces. Triangulate. Alright, try this one. Alright, so now we should be good. Try the export again. Now it did go through, just that part of the wheel's not going to show up, which is pointless, so you want to do it again, and you want to make sure you get them done correctly. And there we go. Successfully finished. So now we have these rims in rim format. So at this point, in order to, you know, if you just want the disk, you just import this model, and then delete anything you don't want, re-export it, put it in the correct folder as the disk, re-import this particular rim again, and so on and so on and so on. Every time you want a new piece, get rid of all the old pieces. That's pretty much it. I'm going to go through it right now and show you what to do. So, if I just want the disk, I need to keep the shadow. So here's your shadow, and there's your disk. So we want to keep those two. So this and this. So everything else can go. So now, if you don't look at this, that's what we got, right? That's the disk, and that's the shadow in the back. So then we just do it over here. Let's get these back up. Close those down. So now I don't want that. Oh, I did a bad thing. Did you notice that? See if I can get it back. Alright, so I didn't want to delete that because that's the valve stem cap. At any rate. So, Always Control Z, remember. You can go back. It saves, I forget how many strokes, but it saves a certain amount. Okay, so I need this, this, and that, right? Because this is, oops, I'm on the wrong side. Yes. So this, those things I need. So we're gonna kill this. All right, so now it's Fred V3. We'll do V3 disk. And by the way, disk in this game is DISC, not DISK. And then when you write the SII files, don't screw it up like I did, and then wonder why it's not showing up in the game. Anyway, so now we're done with this. Everything's already been, we've already removed all the nested vertices because we did that for the rim. So now we're going to export again. Now this is the disk, right? So we're going to change this from rim to disk. We'll check our exportation. Good to go. I'll show you here real quick what we're doing. Or how the folder looks anyway. So Fred Wheels, here's your Fred Wheels folder. Vehicle, truck, upgrade, wheel, disk. And there's the rim, which is all of the gear all together. Right? So after this, we're going to have nuts, and then we're going to have hub. So now you can do this one of two ways. You can press undo. Until you get all your stuff back. Right, because that's fun. So now I just want the nuts. So I don't need that. Don't need either of these. And I don't need that. And I don't need that. And then I don't need that. Or that. Or the hub. Or that hub. All we got is the nuts. So then we're going to change this. Fred underscore V3 nuts. And then, guess what? We're going to export it to wheel nuts. And then it's going to show up, what do you know, in nuts. So we just got one more to go. So we're going to do Control Z. Oh, we're back to the beginning again. So, delete, delete. We don't need the rim. Don't need the rim. Don't need the valve stem cap. Don't need the nuts. Or those. Or those. Or those. There's your hub. I'm gonna rename it. Fred v3 hub. Export. So guess what? Wheel hub. Done. Let's look in here. Hub. There you go. So now you have to create SII files, which is some people's favorite thing to do, I know. So def, this is a little bit different. It is def vehicle. And then you're gonna go right to new, so gonna be front, or frim, fdisk, new please, fnuts, fhub. So then you need to create your SII files. So normally what I do is I just copy the stock. I just copy the stock SII files over, and then I edit them according to the correct values in my directories. Right, so copy, paste. Copy, paste. Now you have to rename these files because they will overwrite the stock file if you don't do that. And also I found something out that you have to copy the tire information over because it says suitable somewhere or something like that. I don't remember exactly. Yeah, I don't remember. It's something that kind of screws up the wheels. You gotta kind of mess around with them a bit to stay. I'll have to look at that in a second, but I just want to get these things in the game. So we're gonna call this front disk red, I guess. Alright, so we gotta check our directory, which should be disk Fred wheel, or wheels. Is that what I said? Let's get this over here. Fred wheel. Fred v3 disk. that. Oh, I didn't realize there was a tire shift selection. That's interesting. Those steel wheels, we'll call these $300. I don't know if I need a tire shift because I don't know. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it for now. Front hub. Red. So this is gonna be red wheel. Red V3 hub. Okay. And then front nuts. Red. That's gonna be nuts. Red wheel. Red V3 nuts. Save. And I probably want to fix the rim one too. Call this Fred V3. Oh, I gotta change the accessory rim data. Damn it. You forget all these things when you're trying to do it quick. So this is gonna be rim, red wheel, Fred V3. Save. Alright, so I gotta open this back up. It's gonna be alright, so we should be all set now that we've created our individual wheel items here. So we're gonna zip this. Put this to the mod folder. And I'm gonna open the game and see if I know what I'm doing still. What do you think about that? Oh, it's not even showing you what I'm doing here. That's kind of silly, isn't it? Alright, so now I'll just go to one of my trucks. And see if I've done everything correctly. So I see Fred Steele. Let's see if it crashes. Ready? It worked. So now we should have Fred Nuts right there. And Fred Hub right there. There you go. There don't seem to be any gaps in the tires, although I think these are aftermarket tires. Let me change to some sort of standard tire here. So there you go. No gaps in the tires. It's all looking just about right. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. It's pretty cool being able to kind of separate the rims and stuff. I know that there are a lot of old ones that people like to see and like to get working, and so I'm gonna continue doing this for the older rims that I find, and you know, if you do find some that you'd like converted to the new style, I will do my best to convert them for you. These were pretty easy. Some of the parts were already converted for me, like already separated, if you will. So that was pretty easy, pretty nice to do. Came out with a pretty reasonable video, an hour and 10 minutes. I pretty well went through everything, including showing you how to do the SIIs and put it into the game. So, guys, please give me a like and subscribe if you are not subscribed. And recently we hit 600 subscribers rather, excuse me. Thank you so much for that. I hope you're enjoying the videos. I'm really enjoying doing the modeling and modding and all that stuff, so I really appreciate you guys' support. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next time on Half-Assed Gaming.